Hello, everybody. How's it going out there? David Preston Knight here with the Nats Baseball Review. Welcome to the channel. Thank you for tuning in. As always, if you want to be a part of the channel, please subscribe, notification bell, so you can follow what's going on. We're doing videos at least once a week, maybe more depending on what happens with upcoming news stories, because you know how funny baseball can be. But this one is not going to be a funny topic for us Nationals fans, as unfortunately, we have to review our terrible, nightmarish disasters here. And there's a lot to get into with that. It's not going to be pretty, but hopefully we can learn from our mistakes. Hopefully this new PBO, President Baseball Operations, ownership can learn, but we have our doubts. And by we, I mean my friend Jason again has joined us today. How you doing, sir?
I'm doing great, Mr. Knight.
You sound so riveted to be here, so thrilled.
Well, if we were in the playoffs, I would definitely be thrilled. If we were competitive, I would be thrilled.
If we had a winning record, I'd be thrilled. It's ugly, man.
If we threatened a winning record.
Yeah, if we're close. Exactly. Before we break into the whole year review, I think we should hit a few national notes first, a couple of things to commemorate. First of all, to me, the big news, of course, longtime play-to-play commentator Bob Carpenter has officially retired. The team had a Saturday night see you later day to honor Bob Carpenter as they won that game. But he is no longer with us since 2007. He's been with the team. He's won 6 Emmys doing comedy for the Cardinals, Mets, and Nationals. He's also done tennis, golf, and men's and women's NCAA basketball. So a very experienced, very, very well decorated commentator. Your thoughts on Bob Carpenter?
I think it's going to be tough going. Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Oh, yeah, I can. Sorry. Go ahead.
Okay. I think it's going to be tough in the future. I mean, he's basically become synonymous with the play-by-play calls with the Nationals. Yeah. And I hope whoever replaces him, is at least half as good.
Yeah, and Bob, you hear his play-by-play. He's a very, straight and direct kind of guy, but he's very even kill. But he's also, you see him talk, and he's very sociable, very interactable. He's also, I don't think that's a word, but you get the idea, interactable. Yeah. Anyway, the point is, he's also known for his scorebook. Yes. I think I still have an old copy of that scorecard that we bought at the park we went to years ago. I remember buying a scorecard, a Bob Carpenter scorebook. So I still have that. So yeah, I still have that, and I learned how to kind of keep score, from that book and my experience at the ballpark. But I think I'm going to miss Bob, end of an era, But he's like 73 years old, so I can't blame the guy.
No, and he even mentioned in some of his broadcasts that he's very family oriented. So
yes, yeah, exactly, and I'm sure he wants to spend time with the kids. Go ahead.
I was going to say another thing I always liked about him is, even though he was kind of a homer, he never really, sugarcoated the struggles.
Right. Exactly. And that's that homer quality to the extreme is what I hate about Braves fans. The Braves commentators were sadly pathetic homers. They were. Yes. It was just embarrassingly bad. But in the Nationals press box, they supported the team, but they were very realistic. And I like that about Bob. Again, we'll see who replaces him. I don't know the announcer like the back of my hand like that, but they usually stay within for stuff like this. A lot of times, broadcasters they kind of stay within and move up through the system. So maybe what we talked about before recording, Dan Coco, maybe he gets a chance at it. Maybe someone from radio moves to television. I guess we'll see.
What's FP doing now?
Oh, yeah, I don't know if he's coming back. He left on bad terms, didn't he?
Yes. He was terminated after an allegation that turned out, I think, to be false. I may be wrong. I don't know about whether the allegation was false or not. I know there was an allegation against him. and he was then let go.
Right. Okay.
I don't
Well,
even know
yeah,
what he's doing now.
yeah, I'm not sure. But again, I guess we'll find out how it's Bob. Another former national, now former national, has retired. Michael A. Taylor has retired from baseball. Gold Glove center fielder with the Royals in 2021. He played the Nationals, came up with us, played several seasons with us. Spent some time in Kansas City, went to Minnesota, went to Pittsburgh, and retired with the White Sox after a subpar offensive season at the age of 34. I remember when he came up with us, Jason. We thought he could be that guy in center field. Didn't quite work out like that, but he
No.
kind of hung around as a very good utility defensive specialist for a bunch of teams.
Yes, yes. He, he never. Well, I don't think he was like a really big prospect, but he was just one of those guys that just put in the effort, put in the work, and he always hung around. And then he didn't hit great, but I mean, he hit. He was streaky as a hitter.
Yes, very streaky. Mm-hmm.
But I again going back to Bob Carpenter, I always loved his calls with Michael Taylor.
Yeah.
Like
Yep.
that emphasis on the A.
Yeah. Michael A. Taylor. um, and another his best offensive year was with the Twins in 2023. The average on base wasn't great, but he had 21 home runs, and 14 doubles, and about 400 bats, which for him is pretty good because he always had a little bit of pop, but he never had a lot. And his
Yeah.
career slash line had a 379 career slugging. So, yeah, so he had some speed, played some good defense, but overall, very solid career. I mean, considering he hung around several years past DC.
Yes, sir. Needed probably not the best at working a pitch count.
Oh, yeah, his on base was not great.
Uh, that was one of my biggest concerns. Like when he was here with Ian Desmond, they love to swing at that first pitch.
Yeah, and they were hitting top of the order too, weren't they? For a lot of time, they're
Yes.
top of the order for us.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was definitely that guy you bet eighth or ninth and put him in center field and let him go shag fly balls. That's the
Yeah.
guy. That's who he was. But again, congrats on a good tour, Mike, to Michael A. Taylor. Overall, solid utility player for several teams, and we wish him the best of luck here from Nats Baseball Review.
Mm-hmm.
And one last hit
And it was
note.
good for to see the fans give him a ovation.
Yeah, that's right, because he was there for the last day of the season. So yeah, that was kind of very classy. The fans did it for sure. He did a lot for the team. So one quick thing I want to announce here: they announced the National Media Awards for the Nationals, and the awards were going to pretty predictable. But James Wood gets Player of the Year, Mackenzie Gore gets Pitcher of the Year, and Good Guy Award goes to Josh Bell. So congrats to all those guys for getting those awards for 2025. Now, let's get to the misery. Time for the season review. I'll do a quick overview of the team, and you can give me your thoughts once I do that.
Okay.
We finished with a record of 66-96, which was one of the worst records in the league. We were the only team worse than us in the National League was the Rockies, who were 43-119, flirted with the White Sox worst record from last year. They're the only team worse than us in the league. The stat rankings were not good either. Offense, we're tied for 11th based on OPS plus. We were dead last in pitching for ERA plus, and next to last in defense based on defensive efficiency. Not a big shock we did so badly, right?
No, not a shock at all.
Yeah, that's. And you have to wonder, like, where do you go from here? I mean, there's only a few bright spots to discuss on the team. There's not a lot of positive. I mean, where do we start?
Well, I mean, you only have two players that I think have any real value in baseball right now. That's Wood and Abrams.
Mm-hmm.
And you have a lot of young guys, but I mean, again, with a lot of potential, young guys with a lot of potential. Like how many young outfielders do we have?
Yeah, I mean, we get those years of those good draft picks are starting to stockpile the young player. We just got to develop them and keep them around. for the long term. Which again, the Braves did this legendary. I wish we were somewhere anywhere close to doing that. But
Yeah.
the outfielders, because if you look at who we have, there are some bright spots for the future for the outfield. Of course, Dylan Cruz was kind of up and down the year. Spent some time, I think, on the injury list. But I think he's got a lot of potential if they can get him squared away. We also have, of course, Birdie House at third baseman, but who knows, he may move to another position. Robert House the third is still in the works. He got a little taste of big leagues. Didn't do a whole lot there. Another guy I want to mention real quick here, who we caught at the end of the season, middle infielder Nasim Nunez. He had 4 home runs in 92 plate appearances for the team. Showed some pop. So we do got some young guys that we could develop, but we have to develop. And that's the most important thing. And whoever we get for the manager and their coaching staff, they have to make sure they're equipped and they know how to do that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you can't have a team hitting like Chris Davis all year.
No, no. Again, Woods was obviously the offensive leader, 30 plus home runs, 9 plus RBIs. Josh Bell, despite his first half struggles, did actually hit 20 plus home runs this year for us. And I'm surprised he wasn't traded. I thought they might trade him. I guess people didn't think he was worth enough trade to get anything for him. Abrams, of course, had 19 home runs, 31 stolen bases, 35 doubles. Again, a good young player, only 24 years old. Abrams is so young right now; it's amazing.
Yes.
And I would like to see Abrams and Woods locked up. I would love for us to extend those guys.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think the team should invest in any free agent position players.
Mm-hmm.
High dollar free agent. Spend that money on locking those 2 guys up.
Mm-hmm.
And sign a veteran leader. This team has no leadership. None.
Exactly.
In fact, I think I saw something where Dylan Cruz was talking about how they had issues at the beginning of the season that he felt should have been addressed, that they just swept under the rug.
Right, and that's a whole nother issue that we can get into in management. But yeah, there's no real leadership there, no solid veterans to fill that void, and we need to have a few of those guys that can come in and know their role and do
A
that
Jason
for
Worth
us.
signing.
Yep, exactly, and people can say, based on his numbers and the money we gave for him, that it probably wasn't the best contract, but he was such a spark plug in that clubhouse.
Yes.
And people, they listened to him, they loved him, and he had more passion than the young guys on that team.
Exactly. And
Yeah.
I think that's where Davey lost the team is, when we won the World Series, the team was full of leaders. You had Scherzer, who, maybe not be the vocal guy, but he's one of those guys that's going to go out there, intensity, and he's going to show you that I'm going to put in the effort. Strasburg was a good leader. Howie Kendrick. I mean,
Ryan Zimmerman, obviously, was another big name.
yes.
Lifetime national,
Yes. Would you like to
So
see him as a manager?
that would be interesting. That's a good question. Manager, I have no idea who we'll get. They just announced that Bob Melvin was recently fired from the Giants. Melvin could be an interesting selection. He's a veteran guy. He's been around for a while. His records have been kind of up and down as a manager, but at the same time, we need someone who can handle young players, and he dealt with that in Oakland a lot too. So
Yeah.
he might be a good choice. I mean, but Zimmerman, I would definitely love to see him as a coach or nothing else. Make him the hitting coach.
Yeah.
We make him the hitting coach or a bench coach. I think we need to have, back to your point about leadership is a great point. Leadership, having that leadership in the clubhouse and among the players is going to help keep this team together and help them grow, because these guys will have someone to follow, and we don't have that right now.
And I also like to bring back up. I mentioned this name before. He's not had the best record in the minors, but he's been with the organization now for a while, and he actually played for the team.
Right.
Matt LaCroix.
Yes. We talked about him for a long time. He's a AAA manager now, and he is. He's definitely. I've always said catchers usually make the best managers because they have the most, game experience, and they got everything that goes on the field.
And he's known these players. He's helped these players get to the majors.
Exactly, and he's just had probably the biggest part of their development as anybody else has. I think he should definitely get an interview in the offseason. I think they should consider him, but I guess it all depends on what this new president of baseball operation wants to do. Who if they keep the same GM, if they go another route for a GM, or if they just want to get fresh blood in the dugout, get some new blood in there to shake things up a little bit. Um,
New owner.
Oh, no, that would be ideal. That would be ideal. There's been rumors they've tried to sell the team or they put in like a feeler out there, but nothing has really happened with the team. So I'm holding my breath on that one. But it would be nice if that did happen. So, all right. So again, what else do we want to expect? Obviously, the expectations. We talked about the team, the problems. Unfortunately, not a few bright. I do want to mention a pitching bright spot. There wasn't much of that at all because we had the worst pitching staff in National League this year. Bullpen, of course, is always awful with us. That's like a broken record. There were a couple of bright spots, some pretty cool stories I would like to mention on the pitching side. Mackenzie Gore. Now, I think there's a lot with him. 5-15 record's not great, but I think he had some struggles after he came back from the injury. But he allowed less than a hit per inning. He struck out 185, 159 2/3 innings pitched. So he's only 26. So I think there's something there. I think we can have an ace potentially. Michael Soroka but he's a free agent as well. Though I don't think we'll keep him, but he's a free agent. And Brad Lord, this guy at 25, was working like a regular job in the offseason. He came on. He was a literal walk-on player. Remember that story, Brad Lord?
Yes.
He was a
I
walk-on
was actually
player,
comparing
literally.
him to Jordan Zimmerman.
Yeah, exactly. And he did very good out of the bullpen. He did good when he started. Overall record for Lord, he had a WAR of 1.5, which is the second highest on the team behind Gore. ERA of 4.34. He pitched out of the bullpen and started games for us. 130 and 2/3 innings pitched. So I will give us, we do have a couple of bright spots, and those guys are still under team control. So I would like to build off that and, see what we can do in the offseason.
Yeah. And don't forget Cade Cavalli, or is that how you say his name?
Yeah, he's been hurt last couple of years, and he finally got a chance to pitch.
Yeah.
So hopefully he's healthy and we can get more from him. And I think he's still with the team, but Josiah Gray, he's been banged up the last year or two.
Yes.
If he can come back healthy and give us even average pitching, that will help us. So we definitely need that right now.
And a shout out to Jake Irvin for eating up some innings, putting in some workhorse effort despite.
Yes. I mean, Jake was always a team player, and and he had some very good games with us. I mean, again, the starting pitching was great, but when you got no bullpen to help you, it just, it's hard to, and the offense is doing what it's doing. It's hard. It's tough. And we got a lot of areas to improve. And I guess with that being said, we'll get into the offseason, just a little bit of the offseason details here. What would you like to see the team do in the offseason?
Get a new owner.
I mean, something realistic, player-wise, realistic.
Okay. Like I said, I think they need to sign a veteran position player, and they need to go out and get a starter. Not a reclaim starter, an actual starting pitcher. Because right now, I think we only got like 4 guys that I think could be in the rotation next year. You got Gore, Lord, Cade, and Jake Irvin. And Irvin, I think, is 5th starter material. Gore can be, 1 or 2. But you need to go out and get either a clear number 1 or a clear number 2.
I agree. And I'll say it before, and I'll say it again. We need bullpen, but we always need bullpen.
Yes.
And there's so many holes there. I don't know where to go with that.
Oh, and for the batting order, we need a first baseman or a third baseman at least, because there's some doubts on whether House is going to be a first baseman or a third baseman.
Right. Well, I know House had the injury. I remember seeing him playing the minors. I think he's actually pretty good over there at third. He's a pretty good defender, but with the injuries, I'm not sure if that's got improved or not. But you know what? We need a first baseman. I think it's a big thing we need to get, and I know we won't get him because it's a
No.
big spend. But I would love to get Pete Alonso. It won't happen, I know,
Yes.
but I would love to get Pete Alonso because Pete Alonso, he's passionate, he's got a lot of fire, and
Yeah.
you know he's going to hit. You know he's
That
going to
work
hit
type.
exactly, and you know he's going to hit.
and
So you don't
and
have to
probably
worry
an
about that.
upgrade, and probably need to upgrade at second base. I like Luis Garcia.
Right.
I do, but I mean, I think he's more of a role player than a starter.
Right. I mean,
And
he got a decent bat. Had 16 home runs, 28 doubles. But
yeah,
his average his bat is still below average. So I see your point. Move him
and
around the infield. Yeah.
and he's not really an on base guy.
Right. Right. Yeah.
And probably
So
need another outfielder also, because I mean, even though we got like a log jam of young outfielders,
yeah.
besides Wood, none of them really stick out. And I really think Cruz probably should have been sent back to the minors to
Mm.
work on his swing last year.
Yeah. Right. Right. And I hope we just sign some good veteran bats. I mean, but again, the free agent market is totally not clear yet because Pete Alonso just opted out of his deal. So we know about him. The other ones are
Yeah.
going to come out later in time, but we'll definitely keep that an eye on that as Austin goes forward. And of course, any transactions, trades, or something that takes place, we'll be on here to address it on the channel. So make sure you follow for that. And let me see if there's anything else we want to hit with this team. 2026. What are your hopes for next year, Jason?
I I'm gonna start crying.
Oh my God.
I mean,
uh,
this year, honestly, this year, my goal. I mean, I really wasn't looking for a winning record this year. I
mhm.
was looking for 500. Show me 500,
Right. Exactly.
and they
And
failed miserably.
yeah, and it's funny because what they did last year, the front office, it was funny because they had certain needs they needed to hit, and they literally checked the box, but they did the bare minimum for each one. They did the
Yes.
bare minimum. It's like filling in that blank line just enough to get it. There's like that scene in Office Space where the pieces of flair. You have
Yeah.
exactly 14 pieces of flair. Just do the bare minimum. That's exactly what
Mhm.
they did. Um,
But that's what you have to do when you can't spend money because the owner made you backdate contracts for two guys. How many guys are we paying next year who aren't on the roster?
Scherzer and Strubber for sure. I think Corbin comes off now,
Yeah.
um, but yeah, I mean, you're right. The money is just
And,
all committed elsewhere. We can't put it to the team right now. We need to start doing that though.
and I think Strasburg and Scherzer this year, I'm not 100% sure, but I think if you take Corbin out of the equation for this year, Strasburg and Scherzer made more this year than the rest of the pitching staff combined.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure you're right about that stat.
The active roster. I mean, not the entire like 40-man roster
Right,
of pitches.
right. Of course. Yeah, you're probably right about that. Totally right about that. And it's a mess, but you know what? This new president comes from Boston, comes from a culture of dealing with bad contracts. You know, they've had bad contracts, and they moved on from them. And yes, they had more money, but at the same time, they can develop as well. So I think that's a good culture to be coming from. And I'm hoping whether he keeps the GM or we get a new GM, I hope that he helps them get in that mindset and somehow get through the thick heads of this ownership that we have.
Yeah,
So,
maybe a new media contract.
oh god, that Masson thing is still a disaster. I think we're still getting screwed on that one. Um, all right, so that's the team and review for the Nationals. Any other points you want to add about the Nationals before we move on to our random question of the day?
No, other than I feel this has been a little bit cathartic.
Yeah. Yeah, I was hoping we wouldn't be in last place. I hope we at least could hit the Marlins, but that didn't happen. And the Marlins were actually in contention technically until like the last week of the year before they got mathematically eliminated.
I know, and that sucks because they're financially about the same.
Well, yeah, Marlins have good pitching and defense. We don't have that. That's the problem. They can't hit. Yes, their offense is awful, but they have no pitching. They have pitching, they have defense, and
But
that will
they always
carry you
go
a
through that
long way.
cycle where they always seem to go through this cycle of like,
Right. Yeah. So I
they're
was
they're,
hoping
they're
those.
a quintessential small market team.
Yeah, I was hoping we could at least get out of the cellar, but alas, I was let down. I guess one bright spot is we were not the Rockies. That's one bright spot, and we're not the White Sox. So I will say that. But the misery's over. Now we'll try to look forward to a happier offseason, hope for a better year next year. Question of the day: since the playoffs do start tomorrow, and the teams are set, the matchups are ready to go. Who do you want to win it all this year?
Well, I can tell you right now, I never want the Yankees to win.
I'm with you on that one.
Never want the
100%.
Braves to win.
Right. Well, the Braves didn't make it; they're out. So
I
yeah,
know, but those are two
you
teams that I
got your
absolutely
wish.
hate. Pretty much the Phillies are out. I hate the Phillies.
Yes, right, right. They have half our damn team on there. So
Um, yeah. I really want the Mariners to win. I really think I want the Mariners to win. I hate that team in Cleveland now.
yeah, right, right.
I can't remember their name anymore. I keep forgetting their name. They changed
The
their name. I don't
Guardians.
remember their name anymore. Is
Oh
that what they're
God.
called? Is that it? I mean,
Yeah, yeah. We'll go with that. um. So you're going for the Mariners, huh? That's your pick.
yeah. I mean, I just kind of like that catcher.
Right. Yeah, I mean, Cal Raleigh, 60 home runs, MVP. He'll be a finalist for the MVP for sure, no doubt about that.
Uh,
Um,
and, and as a North Carolinian, the name Raleigh.
well, also he went to West Carolina University too, graduated there from WCU.
Oh,
Yeah,
fellow
yeah,
Catamount.
yeah. We're both Catamount for the viewers, listeners out there. We both went to West Carolina. And also interesting point. I knew that because an old professor at Western actually all shares all kinds of stuff from ex alumni at the school, and he kept
Hmm.
sharing stuff about Cal Raleigh. So, is he a Catamount? I said, sure enough, he is. So that's kind of cool, you know. So
Yeah,
we'll see. But
I
so
didn't
see
even know
how.
that.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't know until halfway through the year personally. So that was news to me as well. Shows how much I keep touching our school. But
Yeah.
no, but I would like to see the Brewers win. I would like to see. I know you don't like that Cleveland team right now, where you don't want them to win, but Guardians have been very hot. They came back 15 and a half games out of the division a month, like at the All Star break, and they won the division the last day of the year. They came back and won the division, took it from the Tigers. That's a pretty cool story. They're coming in pretty hot right now. So the
Yeah.
Guardians are a team to look out for. But I would like to see the Brewers win because they're a nationally team that's not the
Well, that
Dodgers,
would be
that's not the
interesting.
Phillies.
Would that not be an
What?
interesting playoff matchup? The Mariners versus the Brewers,
Oh, that'd be a good one.
the Seattle Pilots versus the Seattle Mariners.
Yeah, I know, right? That's right. Milwaukee used to be in Seattle. That's correct. Yep, that's right. And so that'd be interesting to see. I mean, I just for me, if the Nationals are in it, which habitually been the case in 2019, unfortunately, I like to see a team that doesn't usually win it all. I like to pull for the underdog. You know, I don't.
Yeah.
I want a Yankee Dodgers series. Oh my god, that's a freaking nightmare. Why are we doing that again? You know, so it's always good to see someone a little different. So I'm going for
Yeah.
a Brewers World Series. We'll see what happens though.
Yeah. I mean, anybody from a small market, if anybody from a small market, with the exception of a certain team in Cleveland.
Someone's not letting that go. Okay, but for sure we'll do. I guess where I was just sitting back on the sidelines. Hopefully next year make a step towards the postseason. It was also nice to see the Orioles not make it either. So that was also cool. Nice to see the Orioles make it. I did like that. So all
Yeah.
right, I think we're about done here. That's the Nationals review for 2025 from the Nats Baseball Review. Anything else you want to add, Jason?
The sun will come out tomorrow.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
hope so. All right, thanks for listening, everybody. Again,
Yeah.
if you like what you're hearing, subscribe notification bell. Again, Jason, thanks for coming on. I appreciate it.
Thank you, sir. It was nice
All right.
being on your show.
Yep. And everyone out there, have a good day.